we didn't lose by 13 at Minnesota. It was a 2 3-point game with a couple minutes left. But we didn't win by 20 today either. You know, it got away a little bit at the end. We didn't play well enough to beat a team like that by that many. But we made some progress, and we challenged ourselves, and I think we, you know, again, took another step. And right now in this league, you just got to keep taking steps in the right direction.
The most important thing we really have to do as a team is, I'll say, you know, just staying focused. You know, we got the regular season games out the way, and now it's time for the Big Ten. And you know, it just seems like, you know, every team in the Big Ten is good, like ranked like top 20. So
I think the teams are better this year than they were last year. I think our team is better this year than last year, and every game is going to be a different approach now.
The Big Ten has always been a great conference, and this year is even tougher. And you know, it's going to be very tough to win, you know, the Big Ten. Obviously, you know, we split it last year, but you know, we want to win it outright this year. So it's going to be tough. You know, we have to come out and, you know, play every day.
Big Ten it's going to be tough. It is, but you know, I think that's what's going to make the competition of it so great. You know, you got Michigan, you got Minnesota, you got us, you got Ohio State, you know, and a lot of other good teams in the conference. So it's going to be a dogfight, that's for sure.
We're basically, you know, competing for, you know, a Big Ten championship. And you know, last year, you know, we split it with Michigan, Ohio State, and you know, even though we won, it really wasn't fun. You know, just, you know, sharing it with, you know, two other teams. So you know, Big Ten, you know, conference play is very important, and you know, I think, you know, we're ready for it and we're ready to play.
You play that really good competition early on in the year. That really is going to prepare us for the long haul and the rest of the season, especially in the Big Ten, as strong as it is this year. For instance, the Kansas game, I think, really helped propel us for what we could possibly do towards the end of the season. That was a huge win for us and our program. So we know what we're capable of.
Last year and including this year, going on some different road games. Last year, you're going out to San Diego, going to Gonzaga. This year, going down to Miami. I mean, those are tough places to play, and it really helped us, and it's going to prepare us for the Big Ten.
Most important thing you really have to do on the road is, I'll say, you know, once again, staying focused. You know, you really have to work hard. You know, cut down on turnovers. You know, turnovers lead to, you know, baskets. You know, down the long run, you have to make free throws. It's like you really have to be perfect, you know, on the road. You know.
It's very hard to win on the road. You know, and the key to it is, you know, is not turning the ball over. You know, just playing. You know, being solid on defense.
Approaching every game like it's our last, and like with all the teams being ranked, there's going to be a lot of big games. So it's easy to get up for big games. I think our thing is staying focused.
The conference is really good right now, so it's going to be just going to be a nice battle through the whole year. I think that the Big Ten is the best that it's ever been, really, as far as good, solid teams, and even the teams that aren't ranked, teams like Iowa in particular. I mean, they're a good, solid team. So whoever wins the Big Ten, or however it ends up towards the end of the year, those teams are going to be very fortunate, that's for sure, because this is definitely the toughest conference.
You know, as far as, you know, our chemistry on this team, you know, we have a young team. We have, you know, about four freshmen. We know we have some guys that, you know, didn't play as much last year, now playing, you know, a lot this year. So the main thing we have to do is just, you know, tell those guys, you know, what not to do, and, you know, just like, you know, they did, you know, they told us last year.
We're sticking together and limiting our turnovers. I mean, right now we're averaging way too many turnovers, and once we get to Big Ten plays, and starting on the 31st, that if we have turnovers, we're going to lose. And our 19 turnovers that we get away with and have a 10-point win, those are going to be 20-point losses.
We're just going to have to be consistent, you know, continue for our bigs to keep playing well, our guards knocking shots down. And, you know, if we get everybody on the same page, you know, we have a good chance of winning it.
And sticking together. I think when we all work together, we're all pulling for one another, we're a lot more successful as a team. We play with high energy. We don't come out flat. We have a good start. That's very crucial for us to get a good start and be able to finish the game.
So I think we just need to, like, pay attention to our scouts, listen to our coaches, and we'll be fine.
And if we get that leadership from, well, which I know we're going to get that leadership from Russell Bird and Keith Applin and Derek Nix, I think we'll be fine.
You know, it's going to be exciting. You know, just for a simple fact, it's going to be, you know, you're going to be playing the best competition. And, you know, this is what I've been waiting for.
think the team that gets the most road victories is probably going to be the team that wins the league. I think everyone's going to play pretty good at home. So you got to try to hold your home court and then still a few on the road and then kind of let the chips fall where they may. You know, that's what everyone says.
I think we really have to stay focused because, you know, now, you know, it really gets, you know, down to business.
I think we got to stick together. It's going to be a hostile crowd. Even them playing them last year when the record wasn't that good, the crowd was still into it, and it was a battle for us. So I think we need to stick together and just stay focused.
It's a different arena. I mean, it's called the Barn. It's one of those venues where it's just a one-of-a-kind thing, and it's you don't really see anything like it usually, especially in the Big Ten. So I actually like playing there. It's a nice arena. The court's lifted, so that's a little bit different feel for a lot of the guys. The freshmen might be a little bit stunned by it when they first see it.
It's hard to play in Minnesota. You know, they got a great crowd, and it's always hard to win there. No matter, you know, how good you play, it's always tough to win there. And past years we only won by, you know, 1 or 2, so it's been tough.
It's real physical. Minnesota, they brought a lot of energy. I mean, they're a great team.
And they pretty much had the same team they had last year. Just guys have gotten better. So they're a really good team. They're playing well right now.
Yeah, you know, I thought we did a pretty good job in a lot of ways. I really did. I was pleased. You know, we had these moments, and it was the last 4 minutes of the game, and you know, about 2 minutes in the first half where we're up a couple, and then they go up 10, and then we get it down to 2 or 3, and then they go up 12.
We just never gave up. I mean, we wanted to keep going. We knew it was going to be a battle, so we just had to fight back. And I mean, we were able to come back and eventually take the lead. But at the end, I mean, they got the best of us this time.
Try to remain focused throughout the whole 40 minutes of the game, but at the same time, we had the opportunity to pull this game out, but we let it slip out of our hands.
I feel like as a team, we just got a little comfortable. And when you're on the road, a couple plays, like all those fouls calls and a dunk here and there, it'll take that little lead that you do got right down the slumps, and then, you know, as fast as it was, we was down.
We knew it was going to be tough to win at Minnesota, and it was within our grasp, and so it left you with a pit in your stomach. I mean, it certainly left us with a bad feeling, and we were scratching our heads a little bit. Thought that we played well enough to win for, what, 36, 37 minutes. We got down, we came back, we got down, we came back, and we felt like we were there to stay with 8 minutes to go, and even as late as 3 minutes to go, we felt like this is our game. And
we didn't execute down the stretch. I mean, we had a couple key turnovers, a couple times where we all weren't on the same page, and it cost us.
I'll give us credit. We battled back. We did a lot of good things, but down the stretch, we just didn't take care of things like we needed to. And yet, that was a good basketball team that beat us, and an incredible crowd.
You know what? The Big Ten's always been a league that I thought has been in one of the top leagues in this country, and this year, I think we really separate ourselves. You never really get a night off.
Well, it's the toughest since I've been a part of the Big Ten. And there's been some years where we had some fabulous teams, but right now it's incredible.
the teams that are ranked have senior, junior, veteran-laden teams that are just playing really good basketball.
Even when you're at home, you know you're going to get the other team's best shot. With us having 6 teams, I believe, in the top 20, top 25, I think that lets you know that this is a big-time league. Night in, night out, you have to bring it in order to get a victory.
Wins on the road are going to be golden, and it's going to be hard to just win games. There is not one opponent right now in the league that you can say, hey, we can go to the board and chalk that up as a win. I don't care who it is.
Understand that there are going to be some losses. It's going to be very difficult to win on the road.
I think it just goes to show how much the league has really improved. Minnesota, I think, is a really good team, and their team is not even getting that much credit right now.
Some teams are going to have great teams that, you know, maybe in other years would have had a chance to win the conference. This year they may wind up in the middle of the pack.
I don't think there are going to be too many teams winning on the road. I'd be shocked.
I think the coaches in our league are second to none. I think you see that some once we get into NCAA tournament, and we're not beating up on one another.
These coaches, you know, I think hands down the best, you know, league in the country as far as coaches are concerned. And, highly competitive, highly competitive.
I mean, everybody is well equipped with necessary personnel that they need to win and win big. And, you know, as a result, you know, everybody's good all at the same time.
The Big Ten is a league, you know, you're going to be defended every night. It doesn't matter who you're playing. There's some teams with different styles, but for the most part, you're going to get defended. And I think when we play outside of our conference, you see that. All our teams are coming into the league play with very good records, and I think it's because of the coaches. We do have very good coaches in our league.
You're going to have to stay on an even keel. You can't over-exaggerate a win, and you can't over-exaggerate a loss. You're going to have to, you know, pull yourself together, learn from your wins, learn from your losses, and then move on to the next game. That's just the way it's going to be, because if you get too down, you're in trouble, and if you get too high, you're going to be in trouble.
Unfortunately, we can't help getting too low when you lose. Try to stay even when you win, but when you lose, it's just in our competitive nature as coaches.
I think there are some things in our league this year where you can go someplace or you can play well and still lose. And you know, it's not a great feeling as a coach, but it does kind of lend itself to why our league's going to be very good, because you're going to have to go in and play your best, and then you know you're going to have to have the ball bounce your way a little bit as well.
Road wins are always obviously big, but I do think it's going to be down to the wire. There's not going to be a runaway team, and I think we said the same thing last year, and there wasn't. But it's pretty even. It's going to be hard to win on the road.
You know what? It'll make for some great games for fans to see.
So I think it's going to be a really tough year, because our league's as deep as it's ever been since I've been here.
It's just a really exciting time for the Big Ten. There's no other way to put it.
Get to the free throw line, okay? That's one thing. We're going to knock down free throws. We've been a good free throw shooting team. We got all the faith in the world, especially the guys that missed them. They've been making. But everybody shot well. You shot well this week. You shot well this week. Everybody shot the ball well from the line. So I want to get there so we get them in some foul trouble.
Yeah, the Big Ten's not, there's no easy games, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
I'll say that game was a grind. I'll say it was a grind because, you know, Purdue came out, they were playing hard.
Purdue played hard, and you know they got a good team. They got some good guards. They had a neck to score. I'm sorry, and they had pretty good big men. They were solid all the way around, but second half we just came out with a little bit more fire, and we was able to take the game over.
Every time we would go up, you know, we would get a 6-point lead, and you know, we just weren't able to, you know, sustain it. We would turn it over, or you know, miss a shot, and they would come down and get 2 buckets, and then it just kept going like that until like 10 minutes left when we made our run, and then after that we just blew it away because I think we was at home and it helped with the crowd energy and all that.
You know, tonight, you know, guys, you know, told themselves like, you know, we just need to make free throws, and you know that was very important.
I remember during like one of the media timeouts, it was a close game. Then I looked up, and next thing I know, we're up by 20, and I'm just like, man. But it didn't feel like a 20-point win. It felt like a close game the whole time. Gary got hot, and he was hot the whole game, so it was good. And other guys stepped up and hit big shots. So as a unit, we did good shooting from the field.
First half, you know, we didn't come out with another energy. You know, we were kind of, you know, sluggish in the first half. And the second half, you know, coach, you know, came in here and you know, he was upset. You know, he was very upset. And you know, we were playing bad, and we were still up 1 or 2. So. You know, I say that, you know, coming in here and, you know, being that, you know, coaches was getting on us, I say that changed, you know, guys' energy level, and, you know, just guys, you know, we came out as a different team.
We got to come out playing hard from the jump instead of trying to pick it up in the second half.
We gotta get the home wins. I mean, it's gonna be tough, like Izzo said, man. It's gonna be tough to win on the road. So I mean, we definitely gotta get the ones at home and be able to steal some ones on the road.
Scout team, they did a really good job. You know, they pretty much blew us out in practice. You know, so you know, what a better way to to get ready for the game. You know, our scout team played up to their full potential. You know, it just got us fully ready for the game. So hats off to the scout team.
With the athletes I work with, I find that basketball players, if they have worked out, it's minimal. There's not a lot of bad habits as far as the weight room because they haven't done a whole lot in the weight room, so to speak. So I mean, that for me, that's a good thing because I can teach them the right way, and then that's the only way they know. And really, I would say the biggest adjustment is not teaching the technique for the kids, it's teaching the effort that they have to give in order to get stronger. And really, that is probably the biggest common denominator between our weight room philosophy and our basketball philosophy in terms of the effort they have to give on the court is very equal to the effort they have to give in the weight room, very equal to the effort they got to give in conditioning. It's go time, and that's really, as much as it is, getting in shape, getting stronger, that probably more than anything, as Coach Izzo calls it, the character building, the toughen them up sort of thing. It's really exposing them to hard work. It's important to know the demands of the sport, knowing, how intense our coaching staff is. It's one of those things where I know they're getting buried in practice, especially a couple days before a game. Not necessarily the day before a game, but a couple days out. They're going to really go hard in practice. So it's one of those things. I'm adding to that, adding to that volume in terms of breaking them down a little bit. Football, even college hockey, we kind of have a set schedule because all the games are on the weekend. So you can get your workouts in usually done by Wednesday. With basketball being on TV and all over the map a little bit from a schedule standpoint, if we were to play at Penn State at 9 o'clock at night and we're not getting back to the airport probably till 2 in the morning at earliest, I'm not going to bring those guys in the morning. At that point, you got to get as much rest as possible, sleep, try to get some food in you before practice, and then, we'll usually get in after practice. And I'm going to just try and maximize the time that we're in there, try to be efficient, set up a routine where we're working antagonist muscles, meaning going back and forth. We might do a press followed by a pull for our back, upper body wise. So we'll set it up that way. For example, you saw when we were doing bench press and a seated row or bench press and a pull down, that sort of thing. And we'll set it up that way for time efficiency purposes, but it is hard, as much as hard as they're working, breaking down the muscle, really trying to make a lot of gains in season. It's a difficult thing to do, especially for the guys that are playing a lot of minutes in practice. With the guys that are redshirting, like a Kenny Kaminsky or a Colby Wallenman, I'll have those guys coming in the weight room multiple times, usually the morning, throughout their class schedules. Being at the holiday season right now, with the 20-hour rule out the window, we don't have really the time to get those workouts in, those good off-season type workouts in. So we'll just have them in right after practice as well with everybody else. I think it's two parts to the over the holidays. Where we're getting better as a team. I think part of it is the amount of work we put in, the amount of repetitions we get. And I think what happens when school comes back into session in January, guys get a little freshened up again. It's kind of like, you know, they get to catch their collective breath, so to speak, and back into a regular schedule with classes, you know, practice usually around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's maybe not so much of a training camp grind, so to speak, as the month of December can be sometimes. But you know what, it's one of those things, college basketball, as much as you want to say it's fun, it's not fun. There's moments of fun and enjoyment when you win, you know, when you make a big basket. But putting in the work, if it was easy and really enjoyable, everybody would be doing it. You know, these guys, there's something to be said about the work that they put in.